Everybody, welcome back to the property. So as you can see, they started the standing seam metal roof today. They've got the entire back of the house done. They're working on the front right now. They need to make some new drip edge tonight. So they're going to do that, bring that down, finish the front of the main roof of the house tomorrow, and then they're going to start working on the porch. I think he said that they can get about half to 3/4 of the way done with the porch, and then he actually is short a little bit of metal. So he said that'll take about a week to come in, so they'll finish that once that comes in. But they should have almost everything done by tomorrow afternoon. So the roofers just left for the day. On the main roof of the house, they got the entire back section done, and they got most of the front. I don't know if you can see it behind me or not, but they stopped just short of the chimney. They're gonna put one more full panel in that matches everything that's up there, the color of the roof. And then the last few panels, they're gonna do dummy panels is what they call them, because the masonry section of the chimney hasn't been started yet. The roofer doesn't want the masons to have to worry about cutting out around where the chimney goes or slopping any mortar or anything like that onto the roof. Once the chimney's done, they're just going to come back and finish the last section of the roof. So it'll be a different color. It's going to be something, whatever they have laying around at the shop extra from another job. They're just going to make a couple panels and put them in there just to keep everything dry for now. They'll also do the ridge cap all the way over to where those dummy panels are. He did say to me before they left that he has enough metal to do 7 or 8 panels on the roof. I believe there's 30 all the way across. They're 17 inches each. So they're going to do those tomorrow, and then he's got to go ahead and order another roll of material to go ahead and finish the rest of the porch. So that'll happen in about a week or so, and that can be completed just in a morning or afternoon. But while they're gone and you know, I can't get in anybody's way, I want to show you some of the equipment that they have set up here that they left since they're coming back tomorrow morning. So the metal starts off in a roll. They have 2 separate rolls. That's how many they try to use, because the rolls are cut to size for each job they do. They come off of a bigger coil. So they started with this roll on here, and then they moved to this roll here, and it's fed up through the opening of this machine right here. They took the power head off, of course, because they're leaving it here overnight, but under that cover there is where the power head would go. They just enter everything into the little machine there as far as inches long that each panel needs to be, and then that machine just feeds it through and cuts it off. There's a cutter inside of there that cuts it off once it gets to the specified measurement. So to kind of explain how these panels are put up, on the left side over there is the female end, and then on the right is the male end. And as they're working, they're making their way across the roof. You know, they can start on either side, but they're making their way across the roof. In this case, from right to left is how this would be. And they take the male end here on the right, and it just sits on top of here. And in that clip that I put in earlier, you can see where he was trimming the edges and then bent this over. The bend goes on the very bottom, and they sit the male end on top of this female end and then slide it up so that bend catches on the bottom of the drip edge. And then they have just a special hand tool that goes along the whole edge, and it crimps this piece here of the male end up around the bottom of this female end, and that's what holds it. And then of course there's brackets that go underneath here that are screwed to the roof panels, the plywood that's on top of there, and that's what holds the whole panel down. But that's what holds each panel together, and how there's no exposed fasteners. So I may not have explained that perfectly well, but that just gives you a rough idea of kind of how the standing seam works. These are the snow guards that we put on the roof. They're on both the front and the back, just because that would be quite a bit of snow to be sliding off the front or back of the house. They're not going to be on the porch roof up there, because you know there's not anything really under there that could get damaged. We definitely wanted them on the front part of the roof up there because we don't want whole sheets of snow falling onto the porch at one time, and we kind of wanted them on the back too because we're gonna plan to have a patio, kind of an entertainment spot out there. So up here on top of the dirt pile gives you a pretty good idea of how that standing seam looks, and I think it's pretty sharp. I like the black. The textured paint on there you can barely even tell it's textured. I don't know if you could see in that last clip kind of where I explained how the metal was fastened, each panel to the next, but you can barely even tell that it's textured. So as you can see behind me, the roofers were here. They ended up having to put 3 dummy panels in the far side of the house. Those are the red panels that are up there. And like I said yesterday, they're just temporary panels. They're just there until the chimney is formed up and the stone is put on. That way the cut panels can be flashed and put on after that's all done, giving us a good weather tight seal. And then the front porch, they were able to get just a little bit more than halfway done. The reason they didn't have enough metal for the job was because they had actually ordered this exact color and type of metal for another job, but the roofer, knowing that this was new construction and it had to be dried in, wanted to get here first. He said the metal that, or the job that they actually ordered this metal for is just a replacement roof. They're tearing off shingles. He said the roof's not leaking right now. So I'm appreciative of him coming here and getting things dried in as much as he could. My dad and I are actually just going to put just a piece of plastic. We're just going to staple it down to some of those sleepers that are up there now, just to keep that watertight. It does have tar paper underneath the sleepers, but with the tongue and groove being underneath the porch, the way that was done, I don't want any of that to get wet. I'll actually take you up and show you this. The last video that I made and put up last Wednesday, the porch wasn't here yet. They actually came Thursday and Friday and they did the entire porch. They still have to do the 45-degree braces. They're going to be just on the inside of those the 2 outside posts, and then one on either side of the 3 center posts. I'll take you up and I'll show you that real quick. So the drip edge is on all the way across, and the roof is entirely ready for metal. Now here, this is what I was talking about. On the underside here, you have the roof rafters, and then on top of the rafters is 1x5, I believe, tongue and groove. And this is how it's going to stay. All these exterior posts and beams are going to get a sealer stain combo on them. The product I'm going to use is Ready Seal. So as you can see in the back here, everything's done, closed off, and it gives you a really good idea of what the front's going to look like once those 3 dummy panels are removed and the chimney's up, and then the front porch is finished as well. They're going to come back next week and finish the front porch, but I'll give you an update somewhere along the way once everything is done and the entire metal roof is complete. But I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.